Hello, and welcome to another episode of Turning Sparkly Cardboard Sideways. My name's Jimmy, Bancroft is behind the camera, and right here will be my personal phone number, 859-279-2405. If you have any questions, concerns, critiques on any deck profile or battles we post, please feel free to send me a message, or if you just want to say hi or share some of your deck tech, deck list ideas, please send me a message, and I'll try to reply as quickly as possible. Thank you.
Oh, Jimmy, it's you again. You were just talking about your phone number a second ago.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh,
That's not
sorry.
my phone number.
Sorry. Hey, everyone, back up here from Attack on Productions. Got Jimmy here going over one of his favorite GT characters of all time who just now got a new color because they can't just stop sharing the love.
I would say overall a Dragon Ball. Not even just GT.
Okay, well, in case you guys haven't been paying attention at all in the last year that Jimmy's been on our channel off and on, it is Baby. And he is playing the new Blue Baby, which just has, what, you say 27 negates?
A lot more than that.
A lot more than that.
A lot more. At least more than half of the deck is counters.
Oh, fair enough. So, if you all enjoy our content, hit that like, subscribe button, and hopefully hit that bell because it lets you know when we drop more content for you all to check. And we're trying to do as much as possible every day. All right, Jimmy, let's get into his profile.
All right, so we have the new Blue Baby leader. I am absolutely in love with this leader. When he's played in leader area, you put Planet Tuffle out. Planet Tuffle is the lifeblood of this deck. It's permanent, reduces all of your counters by 1, and then his activate main lets you self-awaken, and then also load cards to the bottom of your deck. This can come in clutch late game, especially once you have Saiyan Slayer out, which I'll get into that. But leader, fairly standard, draw 1, awaken, draw 2. If he was an untapped leader, I think he would be just the best leader in the entire game. On his other side, he has Overlord. It's a new skill. It's not that amazing, but some of your cards do have Servant, so you do get to use it to plus some in your hand. Auto draw 1. Then activate main, search top 3, add a counter to your hand, and then you put a card at the bottom of the deck. Another good way to load for Saiyan Slayer and some of your other cards if you run those. But technically, whatever number you run in this deck, just minus it by 1 because Tuffle's just going to come out anyway. So you do get to be a little bit more liberal with your deck space. Starting out with some support cards. I run the Vegeta Quality Super Combo. He's really nice, again, for loading cards to the bottom of your deck. I am actually thinking about switching to some Masu, just because I can tap down my opponent's cards. The only thing is I don't really want to let any battle phase happen. I usually want to negate. I never want to go into battle with this deck. So these might stay, these might change. I also thought about the Zeno Super Combo, just to be able to pick up cards and restand on my opponent's turn in case I get tapped out for some reason and don't have a way to protect myself. But for right now, Vegeta, because it also fits with the theme of the deck. You know why? You know he's here. Abuni. This is definitely going to go up. He's been the MVP today. I wanted to stick to the theme of the deck and not run a lot of non-GT characters, just because I love Baby and I wanted to have the most Baby deck I can get. But Abuni's too good not to run. I think 3 is the best number for him. And also shout out to
your new tokens.
My Obama tokens and my Super Mario Bros. The movie tokens. I retired my Mortal Kombat tokens.
Why'd you retire your Mortal Kombat tokens?
Don't worry about it.
Mm-hmm.
They added Melina to the game, so I'm fine. I don't need to think about Mortal Kombat anymore. Now if they just add Baby to fighters, that'd be okay. Also, Super Broly mains, can you just please stop grabbing me, bro? I'm just trying to learn Roshi. Please.
That may come back one day.
Shut up. Senzu Bean. I only run 3. Again, I never want a battle to actually happen. The only time I'd ever use these is just to untap energy on my turn so I can pass and have more energy open for my counters. I might go down to 2 on this and this become a 3rd Abuni. I don't know. It's basically been a charge target every time I've seen it. Speaking of another charge target, This card is absolutely insane, but I never want to play it. If this was at 2 cost, I think this card would be automatic 4 no matter what. I just don't want to ever play it. On turn 3, you don't want to tap out. Turn 4, I'd rather play a Booney and then follow up with Baby Hatch the next turn. If I don't have Baby Hatch in hand, then yeah, maybe this is a good option. But the only reason I would run this is for its -5 because it's so just insanely good. It makes it so Planet Tuffle is not really needed. I think I might end up sideboarding these, maybe do like 2 in the main deck and then 2 in the sideboard for decks that have options to deal with Planet Tuffle. But for right now, I'm cutting it. Like, I don't see any point. Another card that will go when I cut that, Trunks. This card is ridiculous, but then again, I never play a Unison, so he never comes up. I've charged him or comboed him off almost every time, or pitched him to the bottom of the deck if I didn't want to pitch any of my other cards. So moving into the counterplay package, I run 2 Desperate Measure. This card has not really done much in my locals, but on untap, this card is coming clutch. Especially if I go first and I can charge an energy on top of AOD. When they go to play their Bobbity, I just say, nah, Desperate Measures. And it doesn't sound like it does much because, okay, you counterplayed a 1-drop that they're just going to play the next turn. But AOD is really energy hungry at the beginning of the rounds to get all the cards out. So being able to basically say, yeah, you're going to start your second turn with 1 energy because you have to put Bobbity out, this card's fantastic. It's also really good against green. If they run Tactical Victory Vegeta trying to deal with Planet Tuffle, you can just say, nah, you just wasted 2 energy. That's 2 energy they can't use on Ribrianne or any of their other cards. Leave those out. Hit, another MVP of the night. This card is ridiculous in this deck. You play him for 2 because of Planet Tuffle and his permanent. So he can hit a 5-drop coming into play and then also bounce a 5-drop from the field. So when I first was running this card, I was very conservative on when I was using it because I wanted to be able to use both the counterplay and the auto. But don't be scared just to throw this out on 1 single card. Like, for 2 energy, you put a 15k beater plus bounce it. Like, it's insane how good this card is in this deck. It's another way to think about this is counterplay. If they doesn't have deflect, awesome. They don't get their auto. But if it does have deflect, you can just bounce it with the auto. So this card does kind of get around deflect in a way. But if you can counterplay it, counterplay it. I run 2 Baby Diabolical Parasite. And this will become another Baby Diabolical Parasite, I believe. These cards pretty much do the same exact thing. They both counterplay a 4-drop. It goes back to the bottom of the owner's deck. The only difference is that Baby untaps 1 is an Overlord, and Goten is a Servant. So I was originally running 3 Goten because I needed more Servant. But after playing the deck, I don't think I really need a lot of Servant in the deck. So I might as well go for the 2-drop that untaps 1. And he's also a 19k beater that keeps restanding once Servant swings, you know. Yeah. So this will become another baby. Going into the hybrid counters, this card will definitely go up. So you probably already know what this card does. You could play it for 3 in this deck, which I think is a much better value than what people were originally playing him for 4, because I never liked this card for 4 energy. I realize he's good, but I just didn't like him. But in this deck, I'm definitely going to be bumping him up to at least 2, probably 3. Saiyan Slayer, one of my favorite cards in the entire deck. So he's double strike, counter attack, negate the attack, play this card, counter, play this card, and then activate main. You look at the bottom card of your deck. If its energy cost is equal or less than your total energy, you get to play it. So since majority of your deck is a counter, you can pretty much just look at the bottom of the deck, even if you didn't load a card, and most of the time you'll get a hit. 20k double strike for 3 energy is really nice, especially off of a counter, because your opponent thinks they're safe. You know, you swing with whatever card and you say, and then they counter and you go, here's a double strike you have to deal with now, and then possibly another attack, maybe a triple strike off of the Great Ape. This card is absurdly good. Speaking of the Great Ape, I only run 2. I might bump him up. He has come in clutch today. I think 2 is good enough, especially if I cut the Unison package and I go down to 50. I don't know what's going on in the background right now. Counter, negate the counter. Really good because you pay 5 energy. They have to deal with whatever attack you throw at them, and then they have to deal with the 30k triple strike. I think in me and Matt's game, I swung with Baby Hatch. He countered with Topo. I said, nah, Golden Avenger. Here's a triple strike, and you still have to eat that 40k. And then his auto, you draw 1, and then kill a battle card Annoying Barrier. Into counter attacks. Dimension Magic. You know what this card does. So, this card, I do think Internal Energy Shift will become Revenge Magic whenever I get a second one. But if you don't have this card and you do have this, you can run this. This is good. This is good for untapping your servants and also making your opponent shuffle their deck, so you can hit secret rares off the top of their deck and, you know, really disrupt some plays. Especially in the mirror match, if you can make them shuffle their deck and mess up their bottom deck plays, that's pretty dope. This card is just a direct upgrade to Dimension Magic. The only reason I wouldn't replace Dimension Magic with Revenge Magic is the sparking. So you can safely tap out and just say, I'm going to take a life and untap 2 for the rest of my counters. This guy, he doesn't have that option. Plus, if they deal with Planet Tuffle, he's a 2-drop, which, again, he's still free, but he's not as good as a 2-drop.
And for the example, you're a Booney. If you were to play and it wasn't a battle card on your opponent's turn, Dimension Magic is a very important card in that situation.
Exactly. 2 Mafuba. 1-drop Mafuba is ridiculous. Don't need to say any more about it. Just 1-drop Mafuba is a little too good. I run 3 Baby's Minion. He's 2-drop counter, servant, and then when your opponent attacks, they have to drop a card. It's like Diet Dr. Topo is the best way I can describe this card. Like, I don't even know if it would be Diet Dr. Pepper Topo. I think it'd be like Diet Dr. Thunder Topo. Like, it's not incredible, but it's good enough to run. I don't think I would bump him up to 4. I think he would stay as a 3. 2 Baby the Body Snatcher. He's counterattack, untap, then energy. Not much else to say about it. It's good. He has Overlord, but your leader has Overlord, and you're probably not going to be activating Overlord more than once in a turn. Bula. It's a 1-drop negate. It's a servant. So basically she exists to put out, swing 15k, and then activate on your leader to get your draw. I think 3 is a good number. The best card in the deck. So he is from Draft Box. I completely overlooked this card in the Draft Box. I had no clue where he come from when I seen a Baby player on Untap play him. So he reduces by 1 because of Planet Tuffle, and then he also untaps an energy when you activate the counter. So he's just a 1-drop 15k beater that negates an attack. It's so good, and it's so simple, but he just puts in so much work. It's great for swinging into unisons. Like, you're not investing a lot of energy into him, especially if you decide to run Desperate Measures. You can just pick him back up and play him again for 1. It's really good. So now we have like the max strength Topo. This is like the monster max strength that for some reason has milk in it and is really gross. He's a blocker, counterattack for 3.
The muscle ones.
the muscle milk monsters. They're really gross. I don't know why anybody would drink those. If you drink those, like, you got my phone number, text me. I have some words for you. So auto, if your opponent wants to attack, they have to blow up an energy. It's not great against blue because they could just go, oh, I'm going to activate my Zeno, put an energy out, swing. Okay, I'll blow up my Zeno energy. But against a lot of decks like AOD, this is really good. Against black decks, this is really good. Any deck that has no ramp is really, really nice. This really hurts green because a lot of green cards are somewhat high cost now, so being able to slow them down a turn is really nice. And moving on to the secret rares, because you get to run 2 in this deck. You get to run Android 17. This card is stupid. You can easily get to turn 7 in this deck. Usually it ends before that. But this card, if you make it to turn 7 and you say, hey, I have Android 17 in my hand, the game's over. Critical deflect when you play him, you blow up the field and wipe hand. So the play is to get your opponent down to 2, play him, wipe the hand, swing crit at lead, and then swing with your leader card or your unison or whatever you want. This card is absurd. If he was any less than 7 energy, I think he probably would have been banned very quickly. And the actual secret rare of the deck, Baby Hatchak, I had to fight so hard to get this card. I ended up actually doing a 1-for-1 trade with Super Saiyan 4 Broly to get Baby Hatchak. I wanted this card so bad. Counterattack, if you have 3 or more energy, you put it out there, your opponent's turn is over. They can play cards, they can draw cards, they can do whatever they want, but they can't attack. If you play this card, unless they can burn you without attacking, you win the game. Or win that turn, I guess. But most of the time, if you put this on the field, you're winning the game because of how insane this card is. And you can play it by dropping 1 card from your hand. That's it. It's absurd how good this card is.
Yeah.
It makes it so on turns that you have to think like, oh, do I risk tapping out? Like a Booney turns. If you have 4 energy and you drop a Booney and you have this in hand, you don't have to worry about hitting a battle card off the top. You can hit that, go, oh, it's an extra card. I guess you don't get to untap energy. I guess you don't get counters. I guess you're going to have to spark out a dimension magic. But if you have this in hand, he just plays for free. And it's risk-free. You can make mistakes. You can play sloppy. But if you have this card in your hand, you don't have to worry about a thing. This card is absurd. I think it's easily the best secret rare this game has put out in a very, very long time.
Probably ever.
Like, ever. Like, every time I played this card, I've either won the game or my opponent just sits there and goes, I don't know what to do. Like, I can't, there's no playing around this card. It's absurdly good. I can probably write an essay about how much I love this card. I don't know what else to say.
That's good,
Yeah.
man. It's good. Surprised I didn't see no super duper rare, but it's okay. You don't have the French card in this deck today.
I don't have the super secret rare. I don't have
I
the...
think you should play the super secret rare because I feared that in our game so hard.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, I might
Well,
run a
it's-
super secret rare in the next set.
It's Jimmy. We all assume he has a French Champa in his
I
deck.
feel like there was a point in our game, sorry to interrupt the video, but if you had it, you won.
No.
Hands down.
No. I was telling Bancroft before we recorded this that I feel like this is going to be a multi-part series on this channel of me showing the progression of this deck. After playing it just for this tournament, I see so many things I want to change, so many ratios I want to up and take out. So I would expect to see another video on this deck probably next week, most likely because I'm going to be making some changes tonight.
Our goal is to show every leader beforehand, but once we get every leader out there and profiles people in our locals, or that me and Fluff build on the side, then we'll cycle back to the updated versions, which might be 3.0, could be 2.0. We'll see how timing works after that. But with that being said, this deck was actually phenomenal to watch, and if you have not seen his duel against Fluff's Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, check it out. It's at the end of this video. Actually might be popping up right now on the screen, because I think this is the last 20 seconds. Because, Jimmy, go ahead, do your thing.
Remember to vote. It's very important to vote. Also, if it burns when you pee, it's probably the clap.
And with that being said, like always, read your cards, know your plays, and...
Well, hell.